Picture this. You head to the hospital for what seems like a totally manageable, run-of-the-mill illness. Your doctor checks you out, they run some blood tests, and they review your medical history. To everyone in the room, there's absolutely nothing to indicate that your life is in immediate danger. But silently, right there in the background, an artificial intelligence system is churning through thousands of hidden details in your medical record. It's analyzing your age, microscopic changes in your blood pressure, the precise millisecond rhythm of your heart, and even the exact speed at which your condition has changed over time. And without a single human realizing it, the system produces a prediction. It says you have a high probability of dying within the next 12 months. See, the algorithm has spotted a pattern that perfectly matches thousands of previous patients whose health rapidly declined. Your family thinks you have years left. You feel relatively fine. But the machine sees something else entirely. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to dive into one of the most powerful and frankly kind of disturbing applications of modern tech, algorithmic mortality. So this brings us to a pretty profound question. Could an algorithm actually know that you're approaching the end of your life before your own doctor or even your family recognizes it? The sheer predictive power of these AI models sparks this really unique blend of fascination and, let's be honest, deep-seated fear. We're talking about everyday smartwatches, standard electrocardiograms, or routine blood tests potentially revealing exactly how much time someone has left. What would happen to us, psychologically and medically, if an algorithm predicted not just a generic risk of death, but an actual time frame? Section 1. The Reality Check. AI versus Destiny. All right, first things first, we need to completely dismantle this pop culture myth that AI is somehow looking at a glowing biological countdown clock ticking away inside of you. To do that, we have to understand how these predictions are actually built. An AI model doesn't just spit out a single definitive death date. Instead, it answers very specific probability-based questions depending on the time horizon. For instance, an immediate mortality prediction looks at just the next few hours or days. That is absolutely critical for catching something rapid like sepsis in an intensive care unit. Then you have short-term predictions looking maybe 30 to 90 days out, which is super vital for patients recovering from a major surgery. And from there, you stretch into long-term and remaining life predictions that span years, focusing on chronic diseases or general life expectancy. The key here is that no single AI system can answer all of these. A model trained to predict rapid decline in an ICU is completely and utterly useless if you apply it to a healthy adult just walking down the street. If you take just one thing away from this, let it be this crucial analogy. AI mortality prediction is way closer to weather forecasting than fortune telling. Think about it like this. When a meteorologist tells you there's an 80% chance of rain, they aren't guaranteeing that one specific individual raindrop is absolutely going to hit you right on the head. They're just saying that under the current atmospheric conditions, rain happens 80% of the time. It's the exact same logic with an AI mortality score. It estimates conditions associated with death for a group of people with similar patterns. It does not, and literally cannot, uncover some fixed, unchangeable destiny for you as an individual, because the future still holds random events, sudden medical breakthroughs, and personal choices that absolutely no dataset can ever fully capture. Moving on to Section 2, the data of death, and what exactly AI analyzes. The sheer volume of inputs these algorithms chew through is honestly staggering. They map out the trajectory of human deterioration using everything from your standard electronic health records and doctor's notes to continuous, second-by-second vital signs in the ICU. But it actually goes way deeper than that. AI can look at an ECG, an electrocardiogram, that looks completely, perfectly normal to a human cardiologist, and it can find subtle, hidden electrical signals that are associated with reduced survival. It scans chest x-rays to detect muscle loss. It can even pull data straight from the smartwatch on your wrist, noting if your walking speed is slowing down or if your sleep is getting erratic. You add in your genetics, your social conditions, and even your postcode, and the AI is mapping out this incredibly complex web of your physiological and social resilience. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. It perfectly illustrates the infamous black box problem. On one side of medicine, we have traditional medical scores. These are simple, right? A doctor looks at your age, your cholesterol, asks if you smoke, and then calculates your cardiovascular risk. It's highly transparent, we all get it. But on the other side, we have the AI black box model. This thing might analyze sequences of over 400 completely complex variables to give a much more accurate prediction. The problem is, a doctor might receive a severe flashing warning that you have an 82% chance of dying in 6 months, but the AI can't always explain exactly why. It sacrifices transparency for raw power, leaving doctors in this really difficult position of trying to decide whether to trust a life-or-death alert that they don't fully understand. Now, a really fascinating way the AI processes all this data is by completely distinguishing between two different types of age. Chronological age is just the exact time since you were born. But biological age, that's what the AI actually cares about. You could have two 70-year-olds sitting in a waiting room. One runs 3 times a week and takes zero medication. The other has diabetes, heart disease, and struggles to even walk across the room. The calendar says they're the exact same age, but the AI looks at their blood tests, their organ function, and their physical performance to estimate their true biological wear and tear. It really proves that the date stamped on your birth certificate is far from the only factor in your longevity. Section 3, Ethical Dangers and Self-Fulfilling Loops. Because we're exploring the real-world implications here, I want to walk you through a truly devastating loop known as a self-fulfilling prophecy. Step 1, the AI assigns a patient a very high probability of death. Step 2, the doctors see this score, and because doctors are human, they might experience something called automation bias. That's where they trust the computer so much that they unconsciously interpret the patient's symptoms more pessimistic, and as a result, they provide less aggressive treatment. Step 3, because the care was limited, the patient unfortunately dies. And finally, step 4, the AI model logs this death, making its initial prediction appear historically correct, which only reinforces the exact same pattern for the next patient. The algorithm didn't just predict the future there, it actively helped create it. This is a massive issue, especially for older adults or folks with disabilities who already face unequal care in the medical system. And what happens when medical science actually improves, but the AI doesn't? Well, this introduces a critical flaw called dataset shift. See, a mortality model learns from historical healthcare data. But what if a massive treatment breakthrough happens tomorrow? A disease that used to be a guaranteed death sentence might suddenly become completely manageable. If the AI is still operating on old, outdated historical data, it's going to continue to predict poor survival for new patients, wildly underestimating their actual chances of living. A mortality model can literally never be treated as permanently accurate. It absolutely has to evolve right alongside medicine. Plus, these threats aren't just medical, they bleed right into the commercial and personal aspects of our daily lives. Imagine if life insurance get their hands on this AI. They could charge you higher premiums or completely deny you coverage based entirely on some unverified algorithmic probability. Employers might make discriminatory hiring or promotion decisions simply because the computer predicts a worker might need medical leave soon. Hospitals could use it to ration expensive treatments. And honestly, let's not forget the psychological weight of it all. Just imagine the pure anxiety of checking a consumer app on your phone that constantly updates your predicted age of death just based on how poorly you slept last night. Furthermore, if the AI uses your postcode or your income to predict a lower lifespan, well, it's simply automating and weaponizing societal inequality. Which brings us to Section 4, the human element, and how we actually use this technology responsibly. The absolute golden rule for this technology is that AI should be a prompt for a conversation, never an automated death sentence. A responsible AI doesn't just automatically deny you a ventilator or spontaneously cancel your surgery. Instead, if a model sees a high risk of deterioration, it should act as a quiet prompt for the clinical team behind the scenes. It's essentially a gentle tap on the shoulder for the doctor to stop and ask, hey, have we actually discussed this patient's goals? Are we managing their pain effectively? Should we maybe initiate a palliative care discussion? It doesn't mean giving up or stopping active treatment. It means preparing the patient and their family. AI might be incredible at spotting danger in the numbers, but communication about dying, that has to remain profoundly, empathetically human. Which leaves us with one final, deeply personal question. Imagine this technology is fully perfected. An AI can estimate your exact 5-year mortality risk with incredible pinpoint accuracy. Would you actually want to know? Now, some people would absolutely say yes. They'd use that information to travel, to repair broken relationships, and to reprioritize whatever time they have left. But others would say absolutely not. They'd be terrified that every minor headache would feel like a fatal symptom, and every single birthday would just feel like a ticking countdown clock. Because at the end of the day, an algorithm might be able to calculate the mathematical probability of you dying, but it can never measure the actual meaning of another day, or the true value of one final conversation. So if that envelope was sitting right there in front of you, would you open it?